that they ought to do that for. Numbers were so good last night on the instant polls that were done of viewers. I think he takes too much on him. I mean, when he talked about, for example, building the wall, I've paid attention with interest to the Democrats in recent days. They said, "Well, we want an evidence-based wall," said one of them on one of the Sunday programs. "We want evidence that this is necessary." Well, the president is not plucking these numbers of what needs to be repaired and what needs to be built from out of the ether. He's getting that from experts inside the Department of Homeland Security. Sure. So I wish last night, the one criticism I would have is...
And the traffic leader, KCBS.
Sunny and cool today. It's... Yeah, it was pretty cold again overnight, 20s, 30s, and 40s, and then tomorrow sunny, dry, and cool day. Cool again, maybe a little cool, 40s and 50s. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on the news web. It's up on KCBS.
Greenland to Alaska to Iceland to Antarctica, and they're clicking away these cameras every half hour around the clock as long as it's daylight, making it peor de la. And in the course of the past 12 years, we've amassed an archive of roughly 1.5 million pictures showing the change in the landscape. These images are the real world's tangible evidence of climate change in action. You can see it, and if you have the headphones turned on, you can hear it. You know. So the Extreme Ice Survey is evidence. It's actual, living, visual evidence of how the world is changing.
And of course, sea levels have been rising, and you go to some places to look at where that's truly affecting people now, including Norfolk, Virginia, which is right at sea level. and a little island called Tangier, Tangier Island in Chesapeake Bay. What's happening there?
There's a straight line connection between melting ice and rising seas. When you take water that's in its solid form on land and you melt it, it has to go somewhere. And that somewhere is the ocean. And of course, the ocean laps up against all of these civilized places. So we're in the midst of having a gigantic change in the boundary conditions between the seas and civilization. The seas are rising, but they're also coming laterally farther inland, especially during the big storms. So you see it most acutely on the East Coast in Norfolk and on Tangier Island, both of which are in lower Chesapeake Bay. Tangier is in the process of being completely submerged. Norfolk already has a lot of neighborhoods, very pleasant, nice, well-established neighborhoods that are getting overtaken by the high tide in the autumn. During the autumn tides and king tides, these front lawns and streets are getting saturated. It's way worse in all of these kinds of places when the storms come in and drive more water in off the ocean. So we're using the Chesapeake Bay story as an example of conditions that are changing all up and down the East Coast. It's most photographical in Chesapeake, but it's happening in Miami, it's happening in the Carolinas, it's happening as well, obviously, in the Mississippi Delta. We've all heard a lot about that. And of course, parts of New York City are impacted in a similar fashion. Again, especially during the big storms like Superstorm Sandy. So tell us about into Tangier. You arrived there. What did you see? And how do you want to tell the story? What you see is a charming community, almost at sea level. The houses, 100 or so of them, are built on these very slight little ridges of sand that are surrounded by saltwater marshes. And so on the high tides in September, October, November, sometimes December, when the high tides come up twice a day, you watch the ocean coming in right through those marshes into people's front yards, lapping at their doorsteps. It's pretty amazing. And you just say to yourself, my God, how long can this go on? I mean, when do you pack up when do you pack up your gear and move? Similar situations apply in